up to storage accounts. If anybody wants that, again we'll repeat it after some time. They will join later. Okay. Uh, okay, Pratyusha. Pratyusha,
Sir.
have you posted in the group?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Okay, we'll start the class then. Okay, because it is already near to 7. Okay. I think you are able to see my screen, right? Somebody please communicate with me, okay, so that I will proceed. Because I'm in full screen mode, I cannot see whether your box or anything. Okay.
Yes, sir, visible.
Visible. Okay, Krishna.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
yes, sir. You can visible.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for responding. Okay. Today, in the previous sessions, we have learned about the Azure concepts, fundamental concepts, and details of the Azure services. Okay, and after that, a virtual mission we have seen, yeah, and app services we have seen. Okay, in this class today, we learn about the Azure storage services, which is very important. Okay, uh, Azure storage services and database services are different. Okay, Azure storage services means, suppose if you are building your website, okay, for that some images you may require, some files you may require, some text files you may require. Okay, all these can be stored in these storage services. Okay, or sometimes tables also, the tables, rows, columns you can store. Okay, database service is again different, like RDBMS or SQL services. Okay, that we'll discuss in the later sessions. Okay, in today's sessions we'll discuss about the storage service. Okay, by the end of this class you'll be able to learn about the different storage services options that are available in the Azure storage services. Okay, and here the important thing what you will learn today is there are different storage types in the Azure. Okay, under the services. Okay, in that service what is suitable for you. Okay, suppose you are building an application. For your application, what data storage is required for you. Okay, what storage service is required for your application, that you will come to know by the end of this class. Okay, let us think that you have given a scenario like this. Okay, we are of a team 25. Okay, you 25, that means software development team. Okay, let us say we are working in our KL University software department. Okay, till today we have done our services or everything, like said it's a local data center we have used it, and our website kuniversity.in is there in the local data center. Now we are thinking to move to the cloud. Let us say we are thinking to move to the Azure cloud. Okay, someone in the team, okay, like a group of 4 or 5 will be in charge for the database. Okay, now team lead will ask you which type of data services, storage services we have to use for storing the data. Okay, then what you will think? Okay, first we have to think what is my application. Okay, my application is the website kuniversity.in. What type of data it is taking? Okay, some text files, sometimes images, sometimes videos. Okay, like these different types of sometimes tables. Okay, for website I am talking. Okay, later we'll talk about the ERP when we are discussing about the relational database services. That is different. Now we are talking about the storage services. So I am talking about the website. Okay, these are the common things that we store. Okay, in for the website. Okay, a scenario is like this. Okay, now how will you decide which type of storage will you choose? Okay, let us see now how will you. Okay, well, these are the different types of storages that we have under storage services: Azure blob storage, Azure disk storage, Azure file storage, and Azure. Under this Bob we have access tiers. Okay, 3 types of tiers we have. We'll learn about that also. These are the 3 different types of services that we have under database in Azure. Okay, as I told you the scenario that our company Keele University organization has a number of in the website. Okay, what in the website what we contain? Okay, brochures. Okay, if you go to the home page of KaleUniversity.in, we have to display the banners. Okay, we can say the banners or images. Okay, what we have designed to give publicity about our achievements of the university, like that. Okay, that means let us say brochures for admission or like that. Okay, we have to store them. Okay, here you have to understand one thing. Brochure means in which format the file will be stored. Suppose it is a document. Okay, in which format the file will be stored? .pdf. If it is a Word document, okay, you know it. Okay, if it is an Excel, okay, if it is an image .jpg, if it is a video file, okay, will like that. Okay, how it is stored. Okay, based upon that you have to choose the storage services. Okay, and like our application like Keele University had brochures, data sheets, product images, that means some pictures, gallery we had. Okay, and other files that are related to the marketing, sales or student support system we had for that. Okay, as I told you, now we are local data center we are maintaining. From that we want to move to the cloud. That is our plan now. Okay, in that we are currently learning about when you are migrating from your local data center to the cloud, what storage you have to use, that you are learning now. Okay, team lead or CTO, chief technical technology officer will call you and ask, okay, to analyze the cloud. Okay, in order to take the geographic distribution of your files. Okay, that means, okay, some files, okay, where you have to store, okay, in your database or in the cloud. Okay, uh, what is the advantage and disadvantage of storing these files in the cloud or your, that all analyze also you have to do. Okay, uh, this move also reduces the number of, see, if you go to the cloud, what happens? Okay, the first benefit what you are going to get is no need to maintain the servers, physical servers in your data center. Okay, that is the first part you will get the benefit. That means your capital expenditure will be very less. Okay, you can connect to the internet and access to the storage accounts. Okay, as part of your migration strategy, you need to determine the correct approach your cloud based storage infrastructure. That means cloud supports storage infrastructure and 100% availability is there. Okay, you go to any cloud, almost 100% availability will be there. How they will give you the availability? Redundant storage. That means suppose if you are I think we have discussed all of these things. Redundant storage means, okay, in each region we had 2 or 3 zones. Okay, your data will be duplicated. That means your data will be stored in more than one zone. Okay, to make availability of your data. Okay, for like that they'll give you the 100% retrieval. Okay, when you are saying, okay, for that the first step what we have to choose is you have to create the Azure storage account. Okay, for your website. Okay, now our target is to design the website. Okay, for that we have to store some files like video files, image files, PDF files, data sheets or some images. Okay, like this all you have to storage. Okay, has taken your team with migrating all your files to the cloud. Okay, you have decided now to the all your things to. Then what you have to do is first you have to choose the storage, Azure storage, which is a service that you can use to store files, messages, tables and other types of information of your website. Clients such as websites, mobile apps, okay, not only website, okay, any mobile apps or desktop applications and any other types of solutions can read data from and write data to the Azure storage. Okay, now you are creating an account in the data storage. Okay, who will store the items or objects in the storage account, or who will retrieve that? That means who are the clients? Clients means always mobile or your desktop applications or laptop like this. Okay. Okay. How you can access to your application and retrieve the data from that. Okay. Either from all the things. Okay. Sometimes it may be like that, one website linking to the other website and retrieving the data. Okay. Like that also. Uh, Azure storage is used by the infrastructure as a service. It falls under, uh, we have studied that there are three types of services in the cloud. One is infrastructure as a service, another one is platform as a service, and another one is software as a service. Three different types of services. Okay, service models we had. Okay, this storage service, okay, will fall under Azure storage, will fall under infrastructure as a service. Okay, and sometimes you could use it in the platform as a services also, based upon the usage. Okay, how you are using it. Okay, mostly it falls under infrastructure as a service. Okay, when it falls under platform as a service, platform as a service means what? Okay, when you are building your application in the cloud, that means what you will do when the project is given to you, will install operating system on your system. Okay, on your laptop. After that, some platform like .NET platform, let us say, because our website also is built on the .NET platform. In that C# language you will use. Okay, and ASP.NET for making the web pages you will use, writing the code C# you will use, and database connection, let us say MySQL you will be using. Okay, these are the tools that you want to use for building up your website. Okay, now website is not ready, let us say like that. Okay, you want to build it also. Then what you will do, you will go to the cloud, create some virtual machine. On that you will install OS. On that you will install this platform, that is .NET platform. Okay, now your cloud will give you the options for your storage. Okay, there you can choose for OS installation, one storage place, and for all this creating the website data in the another account. Okay, storage account, like that also you can do like this. See, I'll show you the image also. Just give me, after a few slides it will come, I'll show you. Okay, to begin using Azure storage, you have to first create an Azure storage account to store your data objects. You can create an Azure storage account by simply accessing to your Azure portal. That is the way what we are going to do the demo also today. Or you can use the PowerShell, or you can use the CLI. If you are planning to write certification exams, I think most of you have planned that. Okay, then you have to learn this PowerShell and CLI also. Okay, portal is not enough. Portal is just a classical GUI. Okay, in like a web portal, we had graphical user interface to choose all the services. Okay, but when you want to become a real developer, then you have to learn this PowerShell and CLI. Okay. Okay, in that, as I told you, these are the different types of storage we have: blob storage, disk storage, and file storage. Okay, let us see the first one. Okay, this creation of the account, I'll show you in the demo part how to create the storage account, very easy. Okay, already I think we all had the Azure student accounts. Okay, in that we can log into the portal and create it. Okay, we'll do it in the demo session after the theory class. Okay, disk storage. Disk storage provides disks for Azure virtual machines. That means if you have remembered, when we are creating the virtual machine, it will ask you for the storage. Okay, how much storage you want. Okay, that is where it will store. It will store in the physical disk storage. Okay, what type of disks we have? We will have both types of disks. We'll learn that. Okay, applications and other services can access and use these disks as needed, similar to how there would be in on-premises scenario. Okay, when you are storing in your on-premises means in our organization. Okay, if we have your own data center, if you are storing there, how it will be doing in the same way. Okay, disk storage allows data to be persistently stored and accessed from an attached virtual hard disk. Okay, disks. Okay, how what types of disk will be there? Okay, you all know what is SSD and HDD. Okay, the two types are available. Let us see that. Okay, disk comes in many different sizes. Okay, size of the disk 1 TB, 2 TB, 10 TB. Okay, like that. Okay, different or 1 GB, 2 GB. Okay, depending upon your need, your application need, you have to select the storage. Okay, disk comes in many sizes, many different sizes and performance levels, from SSDs, that is solid state drives, to the traditional spinning hard disk drives, that is HDDs. Okay, with varying performance tests. Okay, here we'll come back again to this performance test at the after discussing about these three services. Okay, uh, performance tests also we'll see here. Okay, now as of now, these disk storage has two different options. One is SSD and one is HDD. When to use SSD and when to use HDD, it again depends upon your application. Okay, uh, you can use standard SSD and HDD disk for less critical workloads. That means if it is a normal, very normal websites, okay, less critical means very normal websites, you can go for this standard SSD and HD. But if your application has some mission critical production applications, then you have to select the premium SSD, okay, which is the paid one. Okay, premium SSD disk for mission critical production applications. Okay, then ultra disks for data intensive workload. There is another third type one, ultra disks. Okay, ultra disks, this is for data intensive workload, as SAP, HANA, top type databases and transaction heavy workloads. That means here this what is SAP, we'll see again, we'll come back to the terms, the terminology. Okay, when you have heavy workloads, okay, well, that means you have to let us say that I want to store the names of all 16,000 students in our college, okay, in the website. Okay, where if I type some name, I should be able to retrieve that. That is very large database. Okay, or that types of data, okay, where you have to store is in ultra disk. I am saying example about the Kalinush. You think about the Amazon. Okay, when you type some product, okay, it has to do some analysis and give that type of workloads. Okay, if your website has, if it is a commercial website and heavy workloads, okay, then you have to go for ultra disk. Okay, coming back to our normal standard SSD, let us discuss this. Azure has consistently, okay, you are storing your data on the Azure. Okay, what is the guarantee here? Okay, Azure has consistently delivered enterprise grade durability for infrastructure as a service. Okay, this with an industry leading zero annual failure rate. That means it doesn't have any failures during the during what? Anybody want to speak? Am I any problem? Or by mistake you have unmuted? Please somebody respond. Ganesh, any problem, Ganesh? Because I don't want to unmute you all you like that, because no, these sessions is not a regular class sessions. We want to discuss from the both sides. That is why I am giving these permissions like this. Okay, you can unmute yourself, all these things. Okay, please don't misuse that. Okay, if any problem, please type in the chat box. Krishna, any problem? Krishna, am I audible?
Yes,
First of all,
yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Then okay. Please unmute yourself, everybody. Okay, stay calm. Okay, we can discuss if anything is there, and at the end of the class or in the demo sessions. Okay. Yeah, the 0% annual failure rate. That means 100% guarantee for your data. Okay, this is how when you create a virtual machine, okay, OS disk space will be different and data disk space will also be different. You can make like that. Okay, this diagram shows you that Azure virtual machine that uses separate disks to store the different data. When you are creating a virtual machine, you can choose like this. Okay, for OS one hard disk. That means to make it secure. Suppose scaleuniversity.in website data. Okay, I want to store it separately. ERP data, I want to store it separately, and Moodle data, okay, LMS data, I want to store separately in three different disks. That also is possible. Okay, like this. Okay, next type is blob storage, which is very important. This one, okay. Azure Blob Storage is an object storage solution for the cloud. It can store massive amounts of data, large amounts of data, such as your text files, binary files, okay, all that data it can be stored. Azure Blob Storage is unstructured storage. Okay, you have to keep this and note this point. It is an unstructured storage. That means unstructured data can be stored in the blob storage, meaning that there are no restrictions on kinds of data it can hold. Any type of data you can store into this. Okay, that is why it is very important. Any type, similar like uh, Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, in Azure we call it as a blob storage. Okay, names are different. In each company has their own nomenclature. Okay, here Azure Blob Storage is an object storage solution for the cloud. Okay, it stores large amount of data. Okay, and all varieties of data. It is unstructured data. Okay, all kinds of data it can hold. Okay, blob storage can manage thousands of simultaneous uploads. That means n number of uploads, massive amount of video data, consistently growing log files. Suppose scaleuniversity.in is there. Who are visiting the websites? Okay, I have to check. Okay, that means maintain a record like log files. Okay, that means all our IP addresses will be registering there. Suppose if you are accessing typing scaleuniversity.in and accessing through your browser, okay, that log will be registered in my database from which IP addresses you are working. For example, um, you are uploading your exam answer sheet. Okay, how you have done previously. All your IP addresses will be recording there in the log file from where you are doing, who is doing, all that. Okay, in the same way, when you are accessing some commercial websites like Amazon, okay, what you are searching, all this, okay, and all data will be stored. Okay, this will be increasing the log files data. Okay, how you will manage that? Okay, where you will store that log files? Okay, that is another question again. Because no, when you are accessing the website or when you are doing some uh, online transaction, all these logs, okay, logs means the when you are accessing, that will be maintained in the file that we call it as the log files. Okay, this to be stored like let us say 30 days, 180 days, or 1 year. Okay, like that, depending upon the service level agreement, it will be there. Okay, and all this data what you are storing, okay, or what log files you say, log files or images or videos or any data that you are uploading there, okay, you can again access it from anywhere with just an internet connection. Okay, uh, and these blobs aren't limited to the file formats. They are not limited to the uh, file formats. Any type you can upload into this. A blob could contain gigabytes of binary data streamed from a scientific instrument. You have to understand here. Okay, not only from us. Okay, suppose IoT devices you are connecting. Okay, Let us say I want to monitor the temperature, I want to monitor the weather. Okay, all that you can feed this from IoT sensor to the cloud directly. Okay, cloud means storage. Storage means again blob data. Okay, blob storage. You can use this service and storage that. Okay, store the data. Okay, any type of data will be stored. Okay. Scientific storage, okay, have encrypted messages from one application to the another message, okay. If example for your bank transactions or data in any custom format for an app you are developing. Suppose if you want to send messages, okay, suppose after posting the attendance, okay, you'll get the message, okay, about your attendance, okay, the format, okay, that also you can send. Okay, one advantage of blob storage over disk storage is that it does not require developers to think about or manage disks. Data is uploaded as a blobs and Azure takes care of the physical storage needs. Okay, in the disk storage, there you have to select again what type of disk, like SSD, like HDD, all those things you have to, all ultra disk, you have to. But in blobs, you don't have to worry about anything. Just you upload the data. Okay, Azure will manage your data, physical storage, how it is doing. Okay, you don't have to worry about. Okay, just a minute. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, blob storage is when we have to use this blob storage, when it is ideal for us to choose this. That means I said our target is now to host kluniversity.in website data. For that, we are choosing the storage options in the Azure cloud. Okay, it offers three different types of storage services. One is disks, another one is blobs. Okay, now we are studying about these blobs. Okay, what are the ideal situations for you to choose this blob storage? Okay, uh, images. Okay, when your website has images or documents directly to the browser. Okay, when you want to open some files there, if it is a PDF files, okay, documents, then you can go for this blob. Storing files for distributed access, streaming video and audio. Okay, if your website has video files, audio files, storing data for backups, this is important. Okay, backup and restore or disaster recovery and archiving. Okay, This blob has all these three facilities. Okay, you can store their data for the backup service, okay, or restore service, data disaster recovery service, okay, storing data for analytics, for analysis, okay, big data analytics. If you want to apply all those concepts, for that purpose you are storing some data, okay, by Azure hosted service, okay. Okay, storing up to 8 TB of data for virtual machines, okay. This is the option for you. 8 TB will store up to 8. That means maximum storage level for your application in storage blobs is 8 TB. Okay, your storage blobs, you store these blobs in containers. Okay, here you cannot upload the files directly into the blobs. Okay, there you have to create in these storage accounts. You have to create again containers, storage containers. There you can upload all these things, whatever format you want, you can upload it. Now we'll do that. Okay, after creating the storage accounts, we'll do it now. Okay, you store blobs in containers, which helps to organize your blobs depending upon the business needs. Suppose one category of data, like suppose let us say Department of CSC. Okay, those pages data you can store it in the blob. You can create one in one storage. You can create any number of blobs. Okay, there you will create a CSC blob. Okay, you will store all the related CSC department. Like that, other 22 departments are there in the KL University website. Okay, in all the 22 departments you can store create the containers. Okay, in each container you can store the related data. Like that, you can separate and manage the things. Okay, like this. See, for example. Okay, this diagram shows you the Azure account, a container and blobs. Okay, see, account name is some Sally. Okay, you can have your own names. Okay, and container you are creating, two different types of container you have created here in this account. Okay, you can create n number, but any number of accounts. Okay, but here there's for example like pictures and movies. Okay, and in that again objects, that means the storing objects blobs directly. Okay, you can store like that, okay, in the as shown in the diagram. Okay, now the third category is Azure files. Okay, you have seen now two types. One is Azure disks and another one is Azure blobs. Okay, how will you create the blobs? That is very important. You will first create a storage account. In that you will create the storage containers. Okay, there we have the blob. Okay, so you can upload your files there. These Azure files offers fully managed file shares in the cloud that are accessible via standard, okay, like SMB, okay, server message block and NFS. Okay, very important two protocols. These are okay. If you are using these Azure files, they offer only files. Okay, fully managed file shares. Okay, uh, like for example, if you want to share something with others, okay, like your drives, what you are doing now, and you can share there. Okay, like cloud drives for that purpose. Okay, these are the two protocols that we have: standard server message block and network file system protocols. Azure files shares can be mounted concurrently by cloud or on-premises deployments of Windows, Linux, okay, Mac OS, anything. Okay, applications running in Azure virtual machines or cloud services. That means suppose your website you have already hosted on virtual machine. Okay, or any other cloud services also can mount a file storage share to access file data, just as a desktop application would mount a typical server message block share. Okay, not only from your desktop, some application, okay, your cloud application also when you are creating a file, that can also be stored in this file data. Okay, any number of Azure virtual machines or roles can mount and access the files storage shared simultaneously. Okay, not one to one, any number of virtual machines, okay, can access this file storage simultaneously. Typical usage scenarios, like for example, would be sharing files anywhere in the world, diagnostic data, or application sharing data. All these are the examples for storing your files. Okay, and some situations, there are three different types of situations. Okay, where when you want to use these Azure files for storage purpose. Okay, blog, we know now when to use the blog. No, now when to use these Azure files for storing. Okay, first scenario is like you want to move your on-premises data to the cloud. These Azure files make it easier to migrate those applications that share data to Azure. See, for example, the scenario in the ERP, okay, after each class, when faculty has posted the attendance, that Excel sheet, that means the data, okay, you are seeing your attendance, right? Like that, an Excel sheet will be stored, let us say like that, okay, or in the table, another row column will be added on the date, okay, like that. Okay, if you mount the Azure file share to the same drive, okay, when we are retrieving this data, okay, from the from the same letter, okay, that can be used. Okay, if you mount the Azure file share to the same drive letter, that on-premises application uses, the part of your application that access the file would work with minimal changes. Okay, another scenario is store configuration files on a file share and access them from multiple virtual machines. Okay, same file, you will be accessing that file from different virtual machines. Okay, uh, that also can be used. Tools and utilities used by multiple developers in the group can be stored on a file share. Suppose let us say that if you belongs to this cloud classes, okay, CAS course, okay, you have to use some eucalyptus software, okay, the eucalyptus tool, okay, let us say like that. Okay, I want to share with you. Okay, I can upload this in this Azure files and ask you to download the files, like Gmail drive we are using now and Outlook drives the same way. I can share the link to you and you can download them, ensuring that everybody can find them and they can use the same version. Okay, like that. Okay, for example, is the Gmail drive or Google drive or this Outlook drive. Okay, write data to the file shares and you can modify it, and from anywhere in the world you can do it. Okay, write data to a file share and process or analyze the data later. For example, you might want to do this diagnosis loss, merits, or crash dumps, for example, any changes to that. Okay, when it is shared to you, you can do that. Okay, this is how we share the Azure file share, okay, on the cloud, and from the protocol SMB server message block we can use and share it. Okay, this is the instruction based of how Azure files being used to share data between two different locations. Okay, you have to observe that geographical locations. Azure was divided into regions. Okay, two different regions. Okay, one is Western US and another one is Europe. Okay, same files can be shared there. Okay, and these Azure files ensures that data is encrypted at the rest of that is the protocol, and the SMB protocol ensures the data is encrypted in the transmission tape. Okay, one is encryption done at the rest, another the SMB protocol, it will ensure that data is encrypted in the transit, that means when it is retrieving or moving. Okay, one thing that differentiate between the Azure files from the files on the corporate data center, okay, that means your local data center, is that you can access these files from anywhere in the world just by using the URL that points to the file. Like, okay, in my Outlook, I can store some files, suppose today's class data. Okay, I can share my file there. Now how I am sharing in the chat box, I have shared you the file. Okay, where I have loaded it in the drive, for example, where it will store in the Azure files, it will store, and it will I am sharing that. Okay, when you click on that, you can download the file. Okay, like same in the Outlook, how you will share, and you will give the link to the people whom you want to share. You can give the rights to them and share. You can also use these shared access signatures also, another tokens. This is it will allow access to a private asset for a specific amount of time. Okay, suppose I'm giving you one form. Okay, in that I'll mention the time from 6 today 6 to morning 6. Okay, in that time only you have to open these files, or I want to give access to this. Okay, there I can give the time amount, and that like that I can share the things also. Okay, and this is the example for sharing the uh, signature. Okay, shared access signature, URL, and token. The first part is the URL, simple. Okay, http dot storage sample dot blob dot windows dot net. There is a URL where you are showing, and next one is the token. Okay, shared access token. With the token you are able to access that data. Okay, I told you these are the three types. Okay, three types are completed. Now coming back again to the blob access tiers. Okay, a data stored in the cloud can grow at any point of time. Okay, that means it will be increasing. Okay, when you are storing your in hosting your website on the VM. Okay, always the data will be increasing exponentially. Okay, that means to the large amount, whether you say it is a files or registration forms or log files, whatever you say. Okay, your data will be loading it. Okay, in that you may access some data very frequently. Suppose like students, what you will access in ERP very frequently. Okay, anybody please unmute yourself and answer this question. What you are using now, your ERP. Okay, what module in the ERP you are accessing very frequently? That means daily, on daily basis. Unmute yourself and please answer. Did you get my question? I am asking you in ERP, what is the page that you are accessing very frequently? Am I audible? Again, I have to see like this. Okay, attendance, very good. I also thought the same thing. Okay, attendance page, you will be retrieving everything. Okay, and okay, thank you. Okay, attendance page will be accessing very frequently. Okay, now another question. What is the data that you will never access it? That will be never access means yearly once you will access it, or let us say 3 months you will access, once in 100 days you will access it. What is that type of data? In ERP I'm asking. Okay, registrations, very good, very good. Any other things? That data will be there on ERP and you will never access it. Third type I'm asking. One is frequently attendance, registrations every 6 months once. Okay, and third one is the type I want you to understand. Yeah, results yearly ones. Very good, very good. Suppose first year grade sheet or first year marks. I want to see. When I will see, when I get the result of the first semester, first year, I will see. When I will see the same page at the end of the fourth year. Okay, when I want that grade sheets. Okay, then I will go back to that and search it. That means unaccessed. Okay. Now let us categorize three different types. Okay, I asked you three questions. Which is your frequently accessed data? That is attendance. Which is your rarely accessed data? That means 100 days once. That is your registrations for semester 1. You will access the result. Okay, at the end of the fourth year. Okay, like very rarely you will access it. Okay, now come back to our discussion. Okay. This data stored in the cloud can grow at exponential pace. That means, let us say every year students will be adding to the ERP, their data will be growing. After every class, faculty will be posting the data. Data is increasing, the files are increasing. Okay. To manage the cost for your expanding storage needs, it's helpful to organize your data based upon the attributes like frequently access and planned retention period. Okay, to manage this, we can use this data like frequently accessed data or any planned retention period. That means 3 months you want to store your log files like that. Okay, data stored in the cloud can be different based upon how it is generated, how it is processed and accessed over its lifetime. Okay, three types of data. Just give me 2 minutes, 1 minute time. Yeah, students, data stored in the cloud can be different based upon how it is generated, how it is processed, and accessed over its lifetime. Okay. Some data is actually accessed like your attendance data and modified throughout its lifetime. Okay, I will be accessing your file throughout the course and modifying attendance. That means adding some day-to-day attendances. Okay. Some data is accessed frequently early in its lifetime. That means like when you get the result, you will see the grade sheet, and after that again you will not see the grade sheet until the end of the 4th year. Some data is accessed frequently early in its lifetime, with access dropping drastically as the data ages. Some data remains idle in the cloud as it is rarely if ever accessed after it is stored. Okay, it will be stored there, but nobody will access it. To accommodate these different access needs, Azure provides several access tiers. Okay, which you can use balance your storage cost with your needs. Okay, based upon this thing, your cost will be based. Okay, which tier you are accessing. Okay, there are 3 different tiers. Azure storage offer different access tiers for your Bob storage, helping your store object data in the most effective manner. That means to reduce your cost of storing the data in the cloud. Okay, these are the 3 access types for the Bob type of data storage. Okay. Um, the first one is hot access tier, cool access tier, and Archive access type. These are the three different types that we had. Okay, in that the first one is hot access type. This is optimized for storing the data that is accessed very frequently. Uh, very frequently, if you access the data, that you store it in the hot access type. For free account, uh, always it is given for us in the hot access tier only. Okay, a cool access tier, and this is the second type, optimized for storage that is infrequently access and storage for at least 30 days. That means you will store this data for 30 days and it is infrequently that you are accessing. Okay, and another one is archive access storage, like just hard drive. Okay, sometimes what we do, if any unaccessed files that are there in our system, what we'll do, we'll transfer them to the hard drive. Okay, when we want it, then we'll retrieve the data, okay, from the hard disk, like that. Archive access style approximately for data is rarely accessed and stored for at least 180 days with flexible latency requirements. These are the three types of data. Okay, when you will use the following are the considerations for applying to these different access types. Only the hot and cool access types can be set as at the account level. Okay, when you create the account level, these two only the choices that you can make it. The archive access types uh, isn't available at the is not available at the account level. Cool, hot, and archive types can be set at the Bob level during the upload or after the upload. Also, you can change the option. This is after uploading a file. You can set, or before uploading the file also. You can choose the option. Okay, for that. Okay, data in the cool access tier can tolerate slightly lower availability, but still requires high durability, retrieval latency, and throughput characteristics similar to the hot data. That means sometimes if it is in the cool state, okay, uh, it tolerates some unavailability of data. Okay, for cool data, a slightly lower. Okay, same. And it again depends upon the service level agreement. ఒక్క నిమిషం అమ్మా.
ఆడన్నా సరిగ్గా ఉంటే పిల్లలు ఇదిగా ఉంది.
Okay, this for cool data. For cool data, a slightly lower availability service level agreement. That means in the service level agreement, we have to mention it. Okay, or you want to high access cost compared to the hot data, or acceptable trade-off for. See, this when you are selecting between hot, cool, and archive data, you have to select properly. If you select option like archive storage, and if you are regularly accessing it, the charge will be more for you. So when you are choosing that appropriate data, you have to choose. Archive storage data offline and offers the lowest storage cost but the highest cost to rehydrate and access data. See, this is the point. Okay, when you are storing it in archive storage, if you are not accessing it, okay, very lowest charge you will get. But if you are accessing it frequently, then your cost will be very high. These are the following illustrations demonstrate chosen between the hot and cool access drives on a general purpose storage account. See, like this, you can configure it for your storage account. Go to the configuration, then you can have these options like performance, secure data transfer required, access tiers. Okay, as I told you, at the account level, you'll be having access to the only two types. One is cool and hot. For websites like data, we'll be having hot data. Okay, and replication, large file share. This we'll discuss when the demo. We'll do it. Okay. Okay. In this theory class, okay, uh, you have discovered how Azure Storage can provide your company with a variety of options for storing your data. For example, your first step when using the Azure Storage is to create the storage account. Okay, this is what we'll do. And after you have done so, we'll also practice these three things. Azure provides you to the several options for blob storage, disk storage, file storage. Okay. Now, okay, all of you go to your Azure portal. Okay, once take 5 minutes break. Okay, now it is 53. Okay, we'll be back by 58, 7:58. Okay, 5 minutes break. Okay, when you come back, you have to access your Azure portal. Okay, we'll try to create the now storage account for you. How to create it and all that I will tell you after listening to me, after seeing how I am creating that. Then you can create your own Azure accounts, then create the blobs for that. Okay, take break for the 5 minutes. We'll again meet at 7:58. Okay, meanwhile, if anybody has any queries, you can type in the chat box. Okay, we'll start the session. Okay, now we'll see how to create this Azure account. An Azure account contains all your Azure storage data like uh, objects, blobs, files, queues, and tables, everything. Okay, the storage account provides a unique namespace for your account storage data that is accessible from anywhere over HTTP or HTTPS. These are the two protocols that we can use for accessing your Azure storage data. Okay, and this is how we create a storage account. Simply go to the Azure portal. There you will have the resource manager. Okay, everything under the resource manager. You have seen the table if you remember in the previous classes. Every services we have to create under the resource manager. The storage account also is an Azure resource manager resource. Okay, resource manager is deployment and managed service for the Azure. Every resource manager resource, including an Azure storage account, must be in the storage group again, resource group. A resource group, okay, when you are creating that VM also we have seen, okay, resource group is a logical container for grouping of your Azure services. Okay, when you create a storage account, we have the option to create a new group or like use the existing one. You can use the existing one which you have created previously for the VM. To create an Azure account with the Azure portal, follow these steps. Okay, from the left side of the menu in the services, all services, if you click, you will have the storage. Okay, go to the left menu. There you'll have the storage. Oh, I think you are not able to see my that screen. Okay. Display list of your storage accounts. Then create the account. Okay. When you are creating the account, you can directly give the name like new account storage, like tabs and account storage page. These are the following tabs that you have: basic tabs, then advanced tab, like you have seen for the virtual machine. Okay, all the tabs will be there. Okay, in that the basic tab is like give the resource name under which you want to create it, and after that you choose it. Okay, uh, after that give the name of the account and do it. That will be there in the basic graph. Okay, if you don't want to see the other options there, directly go to the review and click create. It will be created. Okay, you can use that for uploading your files, or if you want to browse to the advanced options, there you have some parameters like these things. Enable secure transfer. Okay, if you want to use the security for this, you have to select the their HTTPS as a default. Okay, enable infrastructure and encryption. By default, and infrastructure encryption is not enabled. You have to enable it when you want to use this encryption of your both the service level and infrastructure level. Okay, enable public access. When enable this setting allows a user with appropriate permissions to enable public access. That means your container is accessible to everybody. Okay, and coming back to the important thing, access tier, what we have learned, cool and hot. Okay, Bob access tiers enables you storage Bob data in the most cost effective manner based upon the usage. Select the hot tier default for frequently accessed data. I suggest everyone you select this only. Select the cool tier if it is infrequently accessed data. And if you want to use large files, redundant files or journal file, then you have to select this ls or ls. These are the parameters that we have. Now let us see how to create the account in the Azure. Okay, okay, go to the Azure portal. Okay, go to the Azure portal. Okay, uh, in that go to all services. First I will show you, then you can create on your own. In that left side menu, you will have the storage options. Okay, click on that storage. Okay, then create the storage account. See, these are the different options that we have. Okay, go to the storage account first, create the storage account, click on create. Okay, I am creating on new. Okay, see here, subscription is Azure for students. Only one subscription we had. Okay, other subscriptions are pay as you use, payment also. We don't have that. Okay, use this subscription Azure for students in that resource group. Okay, default resource group there will give. If you don't want that, you can choose the resource group. Okay, last time I have created demo.vm, that you can create. Okay, or demo for website Azure, you can choose that. Okay, if you don't have that, you can click on create, give the name demo for storage. Okay, then click OK. Okay, your new resource group is created. See, old ones also will be there, new one also will be there. Okay, take the new one, demo for resource group, like that is the demo for storage. Okay, storage account name, you can give the account name. Okay, it should be unique one, demo for KL website storage. Okay, I'm giving the name like this. You can give whatever the name you want, but it should be unique. This reason also you can select anything, Asia or anything. These are the options available for us. Let us see. Default one also it will take, but you can also select it whatever you want. Let me select some. South India I am selecting, for example. Okay, performance. See here, there are two options. One is standard and another one is premium. Standard is free. Okay, recommended for most scenarios. You can select that. And redundancy. Redundancy means, okay, the data in your Azure resource account is always replicated as to ensure the durability and high availability. Okay, always it is stored in 2 or 3 zones. Okay, that also you can have two types. Okay, local redundant storage or GRS. Okay, make the default one GRS. Okay, go to the advanced options. Okay, see here there is the required secure transfer for REST API. Okay, it is enabled. Okay, that means encryption at the REST API. In theory, we have studied this encryption at the REST API, and HTTPS for retrieving the account from here. Okay, that is it. Okay, and next one, infrastructure and encryption. Okay, what is this? Enable encryption. Azure encrypts storage accounts at REST. Infrastructure encrypts data at second layer also. Okay, no need of that because just we are trying it. Enable public access. Yes, it is always anybody can access it. So public access you can give it. Okay, storage account keys. What is the storage account? When account creates, key access is disabled. Any request to the account, it will be based upon the shared access signatures we have studied. Okay, they are authorized with the shared keys. Okay, including shared. Okay, that also enabled. Okay, this is the version. Version should be always minimum of 1.2. There are more options, but always take this 1.2 as a. Okay, this data lake storage generation 2. Okay, it is a hierarchical namespace. Okay, for big data analytics and all. Okay, we are not going to use that now. Okay, see this blob storage. Okay, which access you are using? Blob storage means here tires. Okay, networks we are not using anything because as of now we have not created any network related things. Access tier hot or cool, as I told you, at the account level we'll be having these two only. Hot for frequently access and cool for infrequently access. Select hot. Okay, and Azure file shares. Now as of now I am not doing any enable for the free account. It may not be there. If you want to select this, first you have to go there and select this. Okay, then it will be available. But as of now this is the first account we are creating. Go with the default one. Next one is account networking. This is the connection routing. Keep the default in data protection. Keep all the default ones, tracking and all everything. Tags, if you want to tags, you can add this or leave this. Or next, go to the review and create. Okay, see that validation is passed. Okay, but there you can now click on create. See the right side. Okay, deployment in process. That means without any errors. Okay, resource group demo for the was created. Okay, and now deployment is in process. Okay, what resource storage account I have created? Demo for KL University website. Okay, storage. This is what I have created. Okay, my deployment is completed. Okay, I am going to the resources now. See, this is the storage account, resource group, demo for storage. This is what I have created. Location, I have taken it as South India. You can take whatever you want. Okay, primary, secondary, that means duplication of data. For redundancy will be there. No, primary is in South India and secondary is in Central India. Near to that region it will be there. Near to that zone it will be there. Central India. Okay, subscription is Azure subscription, that is for students. Subscription ID. Okay, see disk take available. Okay, దానికి మళ్ళీ అది కావాలా ఫీమేల్ అని అది దేనికి అది ఓహో Okay, this is on properties. See the Bob service. Okay, default access tier is hot, public access enabled. Okay, these are the securities. REST API enabled. File service, large files I have not considered it. Okay, shared capacity is, see, 5 TIB. Okay, 5 TB. Okay, now where you will see this, go to your if you want, you can go to your dashboard. See the dashboard. Okay, there you will find left side. See all the resources. I have two storage accounts. One is demo for Kerala University website and one is Ravi demo storage. Two accounts I have. Go to this. Okay, and in that left side menu, okay, you see containers. Okay, under data storage, containers. Okay, storage data containers, these are. Okay, here you can create a container, that is the Bob. Okay, okay, name of the Bob, let it be demo 1. Okay, demo 2 upload. Okay, you can, here options will be there. You can select that Bob announce the read access only or container or no access. Okay, keep them as default. Okay, advanced options also will be there. Okay, keep them all, then create. Okay, successfully created storage container, a demo to upload. This is the container. In that, now see the upload option here. Okay, on the top, from this you can upload any file from your computer. Okay, okay, any file like this, upload option. Okay, upload completed for the links. Okay, see this file, see the file links dot. Okay, this is the file. Like this you can upload any one. Okay, see, I'm sharing this link here in the chat box. Try to access it. Try to access that link. Krishna, once access that link, you should be opening that links. Okay, this is what we have created now. Okay, now everybody try to create the account. I have shown you how to create a storage account. In that, how to create a storage container. In that, Bob, how to store the file. Okay, see, like this. This is the XML file. Okay. Okay, second. Yeah. Now you create the account. To share the screen after creating the account, you have to share the screen. I will ask randomly some people. Okay. Now everybody has to share your screens. Okay, create it. Create the storage account. If anybody has a doubt, please message in the chat box. I will enable you Yeah, you can unmute and you can show me, you can ask the doubts if you are not able to create the storage account. Anybody, you can unmute yourself and show me the, ask me the doubts if you have any problem in creating the storage account. See, it will be shown like this, okay? In your dashboard, left side, you will be having this. Okay, in that the containers, if you click, okay, this is the Bob what you have created. In that, this is the file. Okay, you can have anything, image, video file, any format. Okay, check all the formats if you want, like this. Are you able to hear me? Are you following? Nobody responding. At least respond in the chat box so that I will know whether you are listening or not. ఏమా కృష్ణ అయిపోయిందా, చేశారా? Am I audible to you? నేను ఏ రెస్పాన్స్ లేదు. కృష్ణ, Pratyusha, are you there? Is it? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, Amma. Okay. Are you able to create the account?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Amma. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay. See, please do it. Okay. Don't log in from your mobiles. Okay. These type of things like AWS, Azure, or whatever you are learning the tools. Okay. Out of interest, you are coming here. Okay. Utilize the time properly and try to practice it. If you have doubt now or later also, you can type in the chat box or telegram me. Okay, somebody has telegrammed me. I'll check it. Okay, some message there. Okay, I will check it later. Okay, regarding some projects, I think they have. If anybody has doubt in creating the storage account, after that creating the container, after that creating the Bob, after that uploading any file, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Very easy task. If anybody has doubt, please ask me in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and talk to me. And you can delete this also. You can drop these accounts if you don't want. Just delete, you press Okay, the following table shows the list of storage services. You can click on them to access the data in them. See, I have only one in that, again only this, so I am deleting that. I am not uploading anything in this. Okay, I am going to the dashboard again, refresh. Delete. It will delete because don't keep anything there. Okay, you'll be losing your credits unnecessarily storing there. After the when you want again you can create it. Okay, second one also same thing I am doing. Delete. You'll get the option like it. Type that demo for web. Okay, spelling mistake is there. WENSITESTORAGE storage, or I will copy it. Okay, I'm deleting that also, second one. See, I have uploaded the data in Bob. You can do it in table, you can do it in other things also. Okay, other 4 options are there. Okay, you can practice that. See now my dashboard, no resources to display. Okay, I have deleted everything. Okay, okay, if anybody has any doubts, please ask, or all of you have created successfully. Nobody is responding. Yeah, any one of you please take initiation and share your screen to show what you have created, uh, in spite of me calling you the name. Okay, those who have created anyone, please share your screen by yourself and show it. If you type in the chat box, I'll make you as a presenter. If anybody has doubt, please type in the chat box. Nobody is responding. Okay, then try to do the demo. If you have any doubts in this, try to get back to me. Okay, either in chat box or Telegram. I have shared my Telegram number also with you. Okay. Okay, thank you. Good night. You can leave the session.